Imagine a honeymoon ending in a horrifying death. This is the story of the 8-day bride. In the spring of 1947, a young woman named Christina Kettlewell, just 22 years old, embarked on what should have been the happiest journey of her life, her honeymoon. She had just said "I do" to her husband Jack, and the newlywed couple set off to enjoy their honeymoon in the remote Severn Falls, a picturesque location that promised tranquility and romance. Little did they know their journey of love was about to take a terrifying turn. Just 8 days into their married life, Christina was found dead, her lifeless body lying in their honeymoon cabin. The cause of death? A lethal amount of digitalis, a powerful heart medicine, was found in her system, but how did it get there? And more importantly, who would want to harm a young bride on her honeymoon? The immediate suspect was none other than her new husband Jack. He was the last person to see her alive and was with her in the secluded cabin. The circumstances were suspicious, and the police were quick to put him on trial. Yet, despite the mounting evidence and the public's growing suspicion, Jack was acquitted. The jury couldn't find enough evidence to convict him. The case of the 8-day bride was a shock to the nation. A young woman, full of life and in the prime of her love story, met a tragic end. The mystery surrounding her death raised many questions that are still unanswered today. Was it a tragic accident? Perhaps Christina mistakenly ingested the lethal amount of digitalis? Or was it a well-planned murder, with the groom playing a sinister role? Could it be a tragic accident or a well-planned murder? The mystery of the 8-day bride remains unsolved to this day. Dive deeper into the puzzling case of the 8-day bride. As investigators began to peel back the layers of this enigma, they found themselves faced with a multitude of inconsistencies and unanswered questions. Christina's husband Jack was the first person of interest. His statements, laced with contradictions, only added to the mystery rather than clarifying it. One moment he claimed to have left Christina alone at the cottage while he went fishing. The next, he insisted they had been together all day. His shaky alibi left many to speculate about his involvement in his wife's demise. Despite these speculations, however, there was a glaring lack of evidence tying him to the crime. No signs of struggle or foul play were found at the scene. Christina's body bore no bruises or marks that suggested violence. The autopsy report confirmed that she died of natural causes, specifically, a heart attack. But for a healthy young woman in her 20s, this explanation was far from satisfactory. Adding to the intrigue were the actions of the other guests at the cottage. They were surprisingly nonchalant about Christina's death, and some even left the cottage shortly after her body was discovered. Their odd behavior raised eyebrows, sparking theories that they might have known more than they let on. Over the years, various theories have surfaced about what could have happened to Christina. Some believe she was poisoned, others suggest she might have had a pre-existing heart condition. There are even theories that Christina's death was the result of a love triangle gone wrong, or that she was the victim of a random act of violence by a passing stranger. Despite the countless hours spent investigating, the numerous theories proposed, and the relentless quest for answers, the truth behind Christina's death remains shrouded in mystery. The case of the 8-day bride, with its twists and turns, continues to baffle and intrigue, serving as a chilling reminder of the enigmas that lie within the human heart. Despite all the theories, the truth behind Christina's death remains a mystery. Now, let's delve into another baffling mystery, the creepy murder in room 1046. In the heart of Kansas City, 1935, a man named Roland T. Owen checks into the President Hotel. The staff remembers him as a peculiar guest, his behavior as odd as it was unsettling. He was seen pacing the halls at odd hours, seemingly waiting for someone or something. But the real shock came just days after his arrival. On a cold morning, the hotel maid discovered Owen in room 1046. He was brutally beaten, lying in a pool of his own blood. The room was locked from the inside and the key was nowhere to be found. The scene was a chilling tableau of violence and mystery. The police were baffled. How could someone carry out such a violent act in a locked room, and where was the key? Adding to the strangeness, Owen's personal belongings were nowhere to be found. Not a suitcase, not a toothbrush, not even a single piece of clothing. It was as if Owen had checked into the hotel with nothing but the clothes on his back. His identity too was a mystery. It turned out Roland T. Owen was an alias. His true name, and why he used a false one, remains unknown. The hotel staff reported that they had heard voices from room 1046, arguing, shouting, and then silence. But when they arrived, the door was locked, and no one responded to their knocks. As the days turned into weeks and weeks into months, the mystery of room 1046 deepened. No leads, no suspects, and no motive. The case went cold, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. What happened in room 1046? Who was Roland T. Owen? And why was he killed in such a brutal manner? These questions remain unanswered, the clues lost in the sands of time. The murder in room 1046 is a mystery that continues to baffle investigators. A story of violence and intrigue, locked away behind the door of a seemingly ordinary hotel room. A tale that reminds us that sometimes the most chilling mysteries are those that remain unsolved. Explore the enigma of the murder in room 1046. As we delve into the labyrinth of this unsolved mystery, 3 key points stand out in the investigation: the unidentified phone call, the elusive anonymous woman, and the perplexing lack of evidence. Each of these elements has woven a tapestry of questions, theories, and speculation that continue to mystify us to this day. First, let's consider the unidentified phone call. Shortly before his demise, Owen supposedly received a phone call from a person who was never identified. The conversation, according to some accounts, was cryptic, with Owen responding with phrases like, "No, Don, I don't want to eat, I just had breakfast." Who was Don, and why was he so concerned about Owen's meal schedule? This remains an unsolved piece of the puzzle. Next, we come to the mysterious woman. Some witnesses reported seeing a woman who they couldn't identify, entering and leaving room 1046 on several occasions. Who was she? Was she a friend, a lover, or an accomplice in the crime? Or was she merely an innocent bystander caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? Her identity and role in the case remain shrouded in mystery. Finally, the lack of evidence is perhaps the most confounding aspect of this case. Despite the room being a crime scene, no significant clues or evidence were found. No murder weapon, no fingerprints, nothing to point to a clear perpetrator. It's as if Owen's attacker vanished into thin air, leaving no trace behind. Over the years, theories have emerged about what could have happened to Owen. Some believe it was a case of mistaken identity. Others suggest a love triangle gone awry, and still others propose more sinister plots involving espionage or organized crime. Yet, none of these theories have been proven. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the murder in room 1046 remains an unsolved mystery. This chilling tale serves as a stark reminder that sometimes truth can be stranger than fiction. Unsolved mysteries like the 8-day bride and the murder in room 1046 continue to captivate us. There's a certain allure to these tantalizing enigmas, an irresistible draw that keeps us yearning for answers even decades after the events have transpired. But what is it about these unsolved mysteries that keeps us hooked, that keeps us coming back for more? Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the allure of a puzzle that's yet to be solved. We are, after all, creatures of curiosity. We crave understanding, we seek patterns, and when we encounter a story that defies explanation, it challenges us, stirs our imagination, and compels us to probe deeper. Then there's the role of the media and pop culture, which have a knack for keeping these stories alive. They shape and retell these tales, adding layers of intrigue and suspense, turning them into narratives that are as gripping as any work of fiction. They create an aura of mystery and suspense that not only entertains but also sparks our innate curiosity. But it's not just about entertainment, it's also about seeking justice and closure. It's about giving a voice to the voiceless, ensuring that their stories aren't forgotten. And in a world that's constantly evolving, advancements in technology offer a glimmer of hope. New forensic techniques, enhanced DNA testing, digital reconstructions, and even the power of social media are all tools that can help crack these cold cases. So why are we fascinated by unsolved mysteries? It's a combination of our innate curiosity, the storytelling power of the media, the quest for justice, and the hope that with each passing day we're getting closer to uncovering the truth. As long as there are unsolved mysteries, there will always be those who seek to uncover the truth.